Meow, meow, meow. Hello. Hi, Zero. Hi, Venom. Meow. I get it. Meow. Meow, meow. Alright. Meow. Meow. Alright. We are playing tonight Bad and Meow Theater. And I have no idea exactly what this game is about. I just thought it looked interesting, and there is apparently blood, gore, violence, and strong language in it. So, be ready. Be ready. You know this game? Yeah, I think, you have this game as well, Rhyme. But, yeah. So, let's go. Maybe. Enter. It's a very good game. That's good. It looked interesting to me. Ah, hi, Happy Bot. Thank you for the bits. Welcome in, sir. Gonna spam me with some bits here. Alrighty. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. Sounds like a great idea to me. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths. Oh. Okay. Oh no. Get spammed. Thanks.
Rhyme and treason. Spreading cheer with a joyful cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one message. Arlene, your zest for uplifting spirits in the catbox is truly appreciated. Let's continue to celebrate moments of joy and laughter, filling our whimsical realm with positivity and meow-ments.
Meow-ments. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. All right. My stream is like, wait, I can't do everything at the same time. All right. All in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. The human doll, the demon doll. Well, I mean, I feel like being a demon is more fun, so I'm gonna be the demon doll. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? Well, obviously we're gonna attack it. You kill the human doll in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other meow doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? You try to be friends this time, but the demon attacks and kills you. Hi, Scotty. This is all because you chose to attack in the first round. Are the mechanics becoming clear? Oh god. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzles game. Oh boy. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. It's not wicked. Okay. You and the human doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. End tutorial. Cool. I understand enough, I guess. Hopefully. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Okay. Who we gonna play? We have the hero, a maiden, an underling, and the overlord. Let's see. What do we think, guys? What are we feeling? Yusha. Set behaviors to change flow of events. I can't do that yet, I guess. Bad end. Let's go with the overlord. We'll be her. Oh, you're too late. Sorry, Venom. I'll do the hero next. You are the overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyways? You're actively avoided and pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole overlord thing. If you're being quite honest with yourself, you don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature, and to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thought about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kinda bothers you. What to do with this underling? Tell them to get back to work. Grant them the day off. Well. I'm gonna tell them to get back to work. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. She's a little angry. F. You're a little late with that F. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. I mean, fair enough. Isn't that usually what happens to minions? Like the low-level guys? You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. You wake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out to the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return from the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. The truth was, You were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you're swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End. Damn. Okay. Of course the hero has plot armor. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? Alright. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at a nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. Everyone's locked like an EA game. I mean, it's more like the, whether you can choose their demeanor is locked. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off to your adventure to rescue the maiden, but demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. You'll take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all, this is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut through the demon army. Ask if they'll let you in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down, and you feel very uncomfortable. Especially with that giant eye. That doesn't exactly zoom into it. They seem to trust you, and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Oh damn. Useless hero end. It's like Kazuma from Konosuba. Diplomatic. Dutiful. Alright. Let's be this guy. You are a demon underling in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Did I crank up the cat timer again? Not any difference since last time. What, Rhyme? Is there a problem here? Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, Kazuma's actually probably the most useful person in the group. It was on the last stream. I promise. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. It was It got changed after Sunday. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish the lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. Oh damn. Not her being the bad boss that everyone hates. Scotty, you don't even know who Rance is. Come back after you play the game I keep recommending you. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, Venom, you're missing out. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. Oh no. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Uh-oh. No, you're sick of this overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. Would they really do that? That doesn't sound right. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. He's rolling. As you make your way along the path to a nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Gobble her up. Tell her to quit yelling. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. It's gonna be itchy. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. What? Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. Oh no! She gives you a look, and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. I almost said time for a math. I don't think it should ever be time for a math. A bruh moment. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. Uh-oh. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Not meth. Math. Math. M-A-T-H. Math. Not meth. Meth is only once. Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. They're like, look at them. They're just like, the fuck did you just say to us? Oh no, she's not actually so bad, you guys. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're probably gonna fuck me up if I say that. Uh-oh. I mean, that's up to you, I guess. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you. But before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat in response. Well, R.I.P. underling. Faithful underling end. Damn, that sucks. That's the end he gets for being a faithful underling. Alright, here you go on the maiden. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You are told that you're fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you're a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you've been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, you know, see what happens. There he is! There's our boy! Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Uh-oh. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't really seem to have been listening to you, which is a little irritating. He's just a happy little guy. He's just enjoying himself. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the Overlord. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who is apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you've come, and she squints at you. It turns out, she never had any plans to capture maidens, or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. She's just like, what the fuck? Why the hero and maid village always near the demon place? Because otherwise the stuff wouldn't happen. You don't want to believe that you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. Lalatina probably convinced her rich dad to buy the property, hoping to get captured. Actually, that checks out. 100% something Darkness would do. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why she'd never heard of any demons attacking her town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kinda like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. Oh! Uh-oh. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Oh no! Overlord waifu! Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle's too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fists against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself, but the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. You let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless maiden and bee. Well, damn.
Kinda smell. What the like a baka.
Polite. Alright, let's try being the Overlord again. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Yup. Sure is. It's on a timer. Okay, bye, Scotty. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone's just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. Alright, I'll let him have the day off this time. Like, oh no, we can't turn Schrod into a cat every 5 minutes. What are we ever gonna do? What are we ever gonna do? They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. Actually, it's not.
You don't want to hear my stupid voice anymore? Well...
Oh,
no, okay.
Right, Venom. Noticing Schrodinger's sassy demeanor today, are we? Well, our mischievous feline spirit sometimes likes to add an extra dash of playfulness to keep things interesting. Let's embrace his spirited sass and turn it into a perfectly entertaining meow minute, appreciating his unique charm in the catbox. Yacht.
Perfect combination. Apparently. Supposedly. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. At first I thought that was it. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? Well, I guess you reap what you sow, Rhyme. You know? Now you have to deal with it. You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you'll always instruct your army to avoid humans as to not agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Into you? You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He is apparently searching for the maiden who is rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this is a whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble and the hero asks you to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Keep her here. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero that you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before he can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step toward the maiden and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Oh boy. Selfish overlord end. Possessive. Hungry. Oh, you can have more than one? Let's just turn them all on. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at the nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. The demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Yeah. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyways. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about the poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before this final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does it matter if you are too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. You are a demon underling and service the Overlord. You are particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. You tell your friends you are totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path, the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. We're just gonna eat her. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. Oh no! You start devouring the maiden without so much of a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. And people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. All stream. Yeah, that might be a thing. You attack the nearest human. He's old and weak and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience's screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge on like this a lot sooner. Wow. You're like, I can't constantly redeem the same thing over and over. Why else would I be here? You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running toward you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Her former underling ends. Disloyal, hungry. Oh, it even says what makes them what they do. Doesn't allow the underling a day off. Tells Maiden to leave. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You're told that you're fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you're a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you hadn't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe that just demons just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You're in church, you pray to your god, asking why you've been born to this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon, just to, you know, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underly appears before you. It looks pretty scary. You yell, but a hero does not come. Because I made it so he doesn't want to kill all the demons. Or maybe, yeah, it doesn't matter. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting, asks you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused and hostile, which just totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell him you're thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't really seem to have been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to their master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you're introduced to the overlord. They explain why you've come and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture the maidens or do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she committed her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans an excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you'd never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought the demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kinda like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you are never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that the whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. But the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan on returning soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts up on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all, and if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stop moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide to never leave home again for the rest of your life. Damn. It's like, what if we do that one again? But she tells her to leave instead. I don't know. Here.
Kawaii.
All right. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether you like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie in your nice and comfy overlord bed. How that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick, just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. You wake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. You thought you told the underling to do their job, not drag strangers into your room. Looks like they took an unauthorized break away from the castle. You scold them, but ultimately you're a little uninterested in the guests, so you let them off easy. The underling's not so bad. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say she's been getting very important thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that you stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human's looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. But the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while longer. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are very glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kind of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your best efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that you've been lying to her this whole time, and you're actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. Oh boy, I feel like I'm repeating a route. You're certain she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down onto the comforty, luxurious overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while, until your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? And they have zero foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Oh. Well. Ew. Alright. You tell a demon your name, explain your maiden for the village. The demon suddenly jumps on you and starts biting a lot. How painful. Then play use is completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You weren't angry or anything. Of course, this is all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you're swallowed by the demon till you're no more. Damn. That was fast. Alright, well... Well, if we don't do that... Oh, his clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon, too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. Still giving Homestuck vibes, right? It does kinda seem like that. The Overlord has walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he is left for. The Overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The Overlord, who you seem to be getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you've been deceived by her and her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters, after all. You somehow manage to slip past the Overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Oh, well... God, how do I get, like, a different trait for her? There. Uh-oh. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world's better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think? What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and an unreliable hero follows shortly after. He bursts into the Overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The Overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognized from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were a part of this evil plot. They seemed so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. They're all like, no, it was him. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You're relieved when the Overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence, and you think she's very Overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds on the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. Oh no! And thinking that you must have jinxed it because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you'd ignored these demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you just pretended not to hear them, if you left them as you were told, only the Overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The Overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. But there's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Well. Everyone died. So what happens if I do this? She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Oh, damn. And about like nothing. Stop. I don't know what happened. Okay. The Overlord tells you again that you could get lost. How rude, you just got here. Oh. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right over there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You're very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way, and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain, the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone there. You notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. Oh God. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you return without the aid of a hero, they ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You are to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Damn. F. Well, goes home when the Overlord tells her to. So now what if I, like... tell her she'd better go home. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. Go on your mean face and tell her to get lost. Tamine does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you might as well go back to bed now. Oh no! One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You curse at them, choking on your own blood. You die, wondering if this could have done anything to prevent this. Well. Yeah, I did have that on. Alright, what if I turn that off, then? I know what happens. Yep. I guess just nothing interesting? Yeah. What if I make him hungry? You tell him to go take a break from the struggling. Her thumbs up. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. You're awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak with you. He inquires about a maiden who is rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job, in your opinion. Whatever, you're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. You hear voices in the hall. You aren't sure how long you slept. The sound of a shutting door forces you awake. Oh no, not the fire again. Oh, it's already happened before. Rip. Does this change anything? Yeah. Trying to think of how I can change things. Oh yeah. Oh. I feel like I haven't done much with him, I guess. So, like, maybe... Let's overthrow her. Tell her to quit yelling. Let's do it. You tell him you're just joking and clarify you're totally in it to win it. They say they're always terrible, you're always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of false competence, I don't know why I said it like that. You worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figured they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on, and while showy deaths make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. You can't back down now. You'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door to open and no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Oh. Alright. Well, I still have ones to get with them, I guess. On the way to your Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back toward the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. You approach her with curiosity, and she runs from you for some reason. You wonder what that's all about, but then you remember you're covered in demon blood. Not wanting to look like you're a crazy person chasing after her or anything, you nonchalantly walk back to town. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Oh no. Well. So, I need her to not go then. So let's try that. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. He's just like, what? They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You had no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. You make it to the Overlord's chamber and hope you're still in time to save the maiden. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord just as you suspected, but for some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening? You look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Yeah, heroic. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams, then falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering your maiden your hand. She takes it after slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. His face just like, ah yes, I'm the best. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Oh. Heroic tries to kill the Overlord. The hero suddenly dashes toward the Overlord, sword drawn. Oh. You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The rules are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for a new friend. Sacrificial maiden end. Alright. Dies to protect the Overlord. So... I'm interested. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door to see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. This is your chance, hero. This is all just a big misunderstanding. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Tragic hero end. Alright, well I'm not gonna have him do that. Let's do that. Okay. Is it just immediate re-end if I do that? Okay. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. They seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and the maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. The maiden explained she was never actually captured, and that she came here of her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You asked her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. Uh-oh. But the Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to reassure her, so come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. You tell the Overlord if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You're helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible, you came all this way only to be met with a cruel fate. Damn. Oh, naive hero then. Alright, so if I do it again and don't make her possessive, then what? To 21 endings to go, I know, right? Alright. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You pause, and you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. Oh, maybe I did this one already. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those are creatures that have just noticed you eavesdropping. When the maiden takes off into the castle, and you'll have no choice but to follow. You burst into the Overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. I think this is the same ending. It's just from the hero's perspective. I think I had this one already. You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves in the noise until the Overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This Overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. Oh boy. And then we all burn to death. Oh, and she's choking him. Yeah, this is that one same ending. Well, what if he's not disloyal? Then what? You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she's pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle's engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relieved you got the maiden out of there when you did, but... She suddenly takes off toward the burning castle. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You'll return to the villagers and tell them there's nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Well... I just put everybody's stuff on? Okay. Oh no! I don't know. I don't know. She's surprisingly cool with it? Nice! You set on your adventure outside the castle. You change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around the grass, wild and free. You make your way along the path near a village and you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. They seem to be getting along just fine. See, inside it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep for long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard, so you ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. Of course, being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Alright. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know it'd be bad to end up on the wrong side of things. Alright. You figure the cleanest way to do is to dig your claws in her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you finally before expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it's either her or you, and you're about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased, only now do you realize they must have been planning to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they'll one day betray you as you betrayed your overlord. Oh boy. Dude. I feel like I'm running out. Oh my god, how are there that many? Oh, okay, here, this helps, huh? There. Alright. I didn't realize there was a timeline. Oh. She sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. Overlord strikes at you in a vengeful rage. You parry and see you slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it near Kate, and begin your long journey back to town. You'll say you are too late, that nothing can be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero end. Here. The maiden overhears the underlings' plot to kill the Overlord and goes back to warn her. Do nothing. Oh God. The hero smiles and holds his hand out to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the great hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Eve. Hello. You notice the sounds of battle that started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden's getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle is really taking it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You've had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. And you regain control. There's nothing left of the hero. The maiden's blood and terror. You are alone. Damn. Understandable, yeah. Right now. That's the least bad end. The hero just gets murdered. You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. Oh, you look down and see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. This is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke, you're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can't be trusted. Not if this is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through a sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon. At least she got what she came here for. You join your army in eternal slumber. Damn. Alright, now we need to get the martyr one. The maiden shouts something behind you, and you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. She pierces her chest and she falls to the floor lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so is your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Damn, vengeful overlord. There's so many endings I know, right? Oh. You gave this one a day off, and that's how it repays you. Damn. Wait, that wasn't a new one, was it? No, I need to have a... He needs to have... Maybe this one? Maybe not. Maybe this one. Let's try that. Nope. Still died. Maybe... Ugh, I don't... Maybe I need to not give him the day off. Yeah. I guess I probably should look, so... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Tells a maiden to go home. Oh. Alright. I'm so confused, what? Stays with the Overlord for a while. Diplomatic. Huh? I don't understand. Ugh, I don't... Ugh. Ugh. delicious. You figure if people are upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This whole day has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find out the heroes slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Who does this guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard who sometimes brought you food whenever he noticed you were feeling kinda down. Oh no! You liked that guard. You wished with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. The hero struggles, but you feel his sword go free, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness speeds. The heroes are overtaken, your army is won. You have earned your rest. Based underling. Alright, well, let's do that one again. But we're not gonna be dumb, we're gonna save ourselves. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty for thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully alone in some deep dark forest somewhere. Damn. Gets involved in a plot, diplomatic and possessive. So what do I need to do? You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought into her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, hitting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new Overlord. Damn. Oh man. So I need... That was a good end. I mean, not necessarily, I guess. Alright, so I need antisocial, obedient, and... like... 2 more things from the hero and... maybe these? That would make sense. What'll I have to do? No. Oh, that's not it. Oh, maybe it's not that. Maybe... You're in a good mood today and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is the kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden's going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up. Rude. I'm stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out. Being pretty lazy underling. You reply, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. You tell them you're just joking. Alright, well... You turn to leave the room, but your friend's blocking the exit. In a panic whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed. While your head is turned, the demons shut the door. Didn't this happen already, though? Yeah, that already happened. Ugh, what? Oh, I need her to have another thing too. Maybe... Serbo! Hi! Hello! Maybe if she doesn't let him have a day off. Ugh, I'm so confused. How are you? Okay. Oh, pretty good. Just trying to figure out these timelines. I'm getting kind of lost here. Let's not. You tell your friends you are totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. And they're just like, I don't believe you. I feel like I'm just like going back. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. And not achieving anything. It's like real life. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. You know what to do. Oh, you ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Oh, Oh, there's another one? Trusting? He has a fourth one? I thought they could only have 3 traits. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story's kinda hard to believe, you feel like you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. Oh god, and then they're gonna be like, nah. The 2 of you return to the village. They'd all been so worried, they praise you for your bravery. The maiden quickly sets the record straight. There is nothing you need to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for explanation. You politely inform them that it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that Overlord isn't interested in the capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. Yeah, because before, if it's just her word, they don't take her word for it. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. Oh no. The town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. Oh no. Oh no. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. No, you thought you two were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. Damn. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. But you were too late. Oh no! Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. The maiden, she was a fool that trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you doing, killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Oh, did she kill him? I guess he lost. I guess he lost. Alright. Well. Which one was that? Here is abruptly killed by... Oh, the underling? The underling killed him? Huh. So I need to do that one again. Underling wins again, yeah. He's a little shit. So I need disloyal... Alright, here we have that. So, I mean, it looks like what I need is another maiden trait. I mean, it's gotta be that one, right? Oh man, I didn't even realize apparently they can have 4. So there's probably routes I haven't even gotten. Will that be any different? Unless I just don't have the one I need. Yeah. Do you remember what I did? Oh no! I didn't mean to do that one. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been kidnapped, maiden, that you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you get past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice, though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and to return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Oh, God. Alright. Yeah, I hit the wrong thing, so... Right, let's believe her, alright? Yeah, so, okay, well, apparently not, I don't know. I only have one more ending left. I bet it's something that I don't have yet with her. Jeez. Alright, here, I can get this one. So... Antisocial overlord. And then... Trusting hero, okay. Now... So what do I need to do? I need to meet the Overlord and then leave when she tells me to. I mean, that should be all I need to do, right? Obey her? Alright. You'll cause trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle's like right there? You explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem he's malicious. Okay. The two of you return to the village, hope you can communicate this to everyone. They'd all been so worried and very glad the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. Yeah, I mean, this is the same story, it's just from her perspective instead, right? So, I can choose to do something different. Resolute. There we go. That's the one I need. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. You seem to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Oh boy. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They tug you about assassinating the Overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world's better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst in the Overlord's room. Is this the one where we're all gonna die again? She doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. Oh god. The underling, yeah, because this is just the same, this is the everyone dies in a fire route, except from the maiden's perspective, I think. Yep, it is. Everyone dies in a fire. That's route, obviously. Okay, so now, though, I can do his route and use Resolute, right? And so then... Flee from the demons, Believer's story, and then she's Resolute. The undealing is disloyal. And I need... Although that might be something that I don't have from her, so maybe I need to come back to her route. And... trusting, resolute, disloyal. Let's the maiden and the hero go. So I need... Maiden to be obedient? And then... trusting and resolute, and disloyal. It's probably the same thing, just from her perspective. Alright, let him go. Alright. Yeah, it's literally the same route. It's just her perspective. She's trying to frantically communicate something to you, but you're still half asleep. They tell you a group of demons is after your life. You still don't grasp the urgency of the situation. One of your underlings barges in next, chatting that humans are liars. Oh my god. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately all you do is sleep. You have demon sir muttering something about going back to plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. Yep, and then we all die in a fire. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cried for mercy, saying they were dragged into the plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cried that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Oh. Oh, okay. Here we go. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn together. Alright, I think I got what I need. Overlord's true end. Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you've been shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you were attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that here in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I leave it to you, dear guest. Oh god. So, yeah, I just need to do this one again. Trusting, resolute. So is that just the ultimate bad end every single time? They all just burn to the good death together every single time? I feel like it is. It must be. Eee. She does need to be antisocial too. As you stand there not sure what to do, the maiden announces she's going to prove her story to the village. She drags you along with her. She has much better odds with you around, so you don't object. Adventure awaits. When you make it to the castle, you hear a group of suspicious demons hanging around near the entrance, and you can't help but overhear their conversation. They talk you assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're the cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by a group from the entrance who shifts blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves in the noise until the overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. Is she going to kill it as retribution? It continues to cry and make excuses, but the overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or... A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter number 1. My love. It just isn't fair at all, is it, for them to force us apart like this? It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow. So I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Alright, so... So, meet the Overlord. Stay with the Overlord. He's dutiful. Okay, no, that's the wrong route. Diplomatic, disloyal. Merciful. Antisocial and merciful. Okay? Disloyal. So, I need to meet her, stay with the Overlord, and then... Okay. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated in your stubbornness, but she doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! Her face! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize it might be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude of an overlord on behalf of your village area. I've already seen that. Oh, well, the overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. Though retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? There's nothing you can do by acting from within their story. Maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Oh. You boldly insert yourself into the story and use the incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment and get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi, guys. You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered. You must be... her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging you all along, but a self-insert story? Hell, passe? You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into this stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive their many bad endings, right? You're alone in the darkness of me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater, though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. Then frankly, you never should have come to a place called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending. It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight, God. Oh boy. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait, let me try it again. You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Perhaps you understand just how outclassed you are here. Oh, behold, my beautifully tragic tales. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witnessed 35 of my painstakingly crafted endings. Your heart does indeed ache for these characters. How could you want to put an end to all this? Do you truly care for them that much? They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Oh, are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's selling. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted to him the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. You remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He's overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. This is the true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer. I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Your reign of terror ends here, Tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. The hero tries using his belief in justice to fight tragedy. He's using emotional damage. The hero tries using his belief in justice to fight tragedy. That justice applies to you too, does it not? Will you pay for your own misdeeds? You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing, she approaches you having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. And perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She's the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so... You ask what she's really hoping to gain from us. The maiden's confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer her to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. The myth should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Kindness. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy with kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Damn. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. What if I die? Aw, yeah, we're gonna get my boy. The based underling. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boarding first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on. You think of the underlings' friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underlings suddenly becomes clear. You offer a chance to change their fate. So there's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling, you must be desperate to call in such an unreliable ally. If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Tenacity. Knock me down, I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Yeah, the underling is based. Oh boy. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must be actually very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. And the true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change your fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. That's so cool. I see, so this is tragedy. You've wrecked the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You've prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. You've done it! You managed to defeat me! A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Starring as himself. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it, I wonder? Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned one. Here's your true ending. That was really cool. He's being a tailor. Oh my god. Is the underling on a runway? He's fashionable now. And meeting the villagers. You are true and oh, that's it.
Kawaii.
That was pretty great. I really liked that. So, hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But I guess that's it. So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, I guess that concludes today's stream. So I hope everyone has a great rest of their night. And I'll see everyone next time, okay? Bye-bye.